Hey guys, welcome back. This is Sunny with Sunny Healing Intuitions. This is another installment of the healing series, Journey to Sacred Expansion. And tonight I thought I would bring about practicing awareness. Now, we've gone through the inner child healing and we've gone through 2 episodes of aligning with your higher self. And so I thought I would bring about the awareness that we are trying to get to, the state of mind that allows us to stay in the present moment, which in turn helps us to bring in more of our intuition, to hear that with clarity or to see it, even to ground ourselves in our energy in order to help us to manifest, to grow and evolve by learning from thought patterns that come up. And what better way to practice awareness? So welcome back. Just so you know, I do readings. My readings are posted to my channel every month for the zodiac. I also do new moon and full moon energy readings. I also do energy healing. I will link more of that information in the description box below, as well as my email. If you would like to reach out to see if we fit well together, we can do a little session for free to see how we vibe. And if I'm a good fit for you or a good fit for me, then we can continue to talk about the costs and sessions and all that good stuff, okay? So, practicing mindfulness and awareness. This is very big, and it took me quite a while to get here. But with practice, it is definitely helpful for your progress on mastering this work. And so one thing we want to definitely do is try to meditate. Now, I know that there's a lot of people out there. This is pretty much anyone who does have inner monologue. When you first start meditating, it does tend to be a little hectic. You know, we have the monkey mind, they call it. I like to call it that too, because your mind can just jump all over the place. There were times where I would wake up in the middle of the night in a sound sleep, and instantly my brain would just, so many things going off at once. And this is really easy to narrow down and to quiet the mind with meditation. Now, I'm not saying it's an easy process because it does take work and practice, but the more that you try to accomplish this, the easier and the better it gets, and the better you get. So just trying with 1 or 2 minutes here and there, or sorry, we should do this every day. I shouldn't say here and there. 1 or 2 minutes a day. Once you get that down, get up to 3 to 5 minutes. Once you've got that down, move up to 6 to 8 minutes, and then 10 minutes, and then so forth and higher up than that. You know, I actually go anywhere now between 30 minutes to an hour. Even that, you know, even further than 30, 40 minutes for me can be a little tough, but there are some times where I really just want to go with the flow and see what guidance comes along. And I can guarantee you within no time, you're going to start hearing or seeing or getting more messages with clarity with your intuition as you practice your meditation. Focus on your breath, observing it without judgment, deepening the breath, allowing that to take over your attention because you're focusing on your breath. When your mind wanders, guide it back to the breath. That's how we do this, is paying attention to the breath, really connecting with your body in that way. And then every time your mind starts to wander, just focus it back on your breath. You can also practice body scan meditations where you bring your awareness to different parts of your body. This can be very helpful if you have a hard time relaxing. Just, you know, going from your feet, focusing on the bottom of your feet, relaxing up to your ankles and so forth, all the way up to your head. And that'll help you to really focus on your body, your mind, and your soul all at once. Another great practice is practicing the present moment of awareness. Now, this is something you have to practice if you want to get to this state of mind. And this is helping you to be aware of your situations, your energy, others' energy around you, what you may be taking on around you. Train yourself to be in the moment. When you're engaging in activity, give it your full attention. Like if you're watching TV or you're trying to watch a show, right? There's a lot of times where I'll start watching a podcast. It's something that I'm interested in learning, and then I find myself looking at my phone and I've not paid attention for the last 10 minutes. The thing I try to practice is putting my phone away and not paying attention to that and actually focusing on the podcast. That was something I picked up when I was really my mind was going all over the place, and it was just easier for me to focus on that and just having something in the background. But now I try to pay attention and put all of my attention in the present moment at all times. This really helps me to remember my situational awareness as well as the energy surrounding me. Especially being an empath, I take on a lot of energy, and if I can really pay attention to the present moment, it's going to help me to focus on my energy and to allow me to recognize if I'm taking anything else on that's not mine. Now, this doesn't mean, multitasking. If you have to multitask, that's okay. I get that. I have to do that at work often. But when you are able to just practice that present moment, pay attention to your senses. What you see, hear, taste, smell, and feel. This is really going to help you to practice that present moment. A big thing I would like to mention is if you're out on a walk. I go on nature walks to the coast, and that's my meditation walk. A lot of times I will leave my earbuds at home and I will allow myself to just take in the sounds of nature, of things around me. If I find my mind is going off on something and it's ran its course, but I'm still kind of going over the cycle of emotions and thoughts about it, I will bring my presence to the moment, and I'll see a tree and just be like, wow, that's a big, beautiful green oak tree. I'm noticing my surroundings. I'll hear a bird sound, oh, that's a great cardinal sound that I hear. Just taking in all the senses around you really helps you to bring you to the present moment. My cats are getting a little crazy over there, if you can hear that. All right, so another thing to practice is mindful eating. Now, this is a hard one if you are like me and you love food. So whether it's mealtime, just a mindful practice is recognizing when you're hungry. A lot of times I won't notice when I start to get hungry. I will notice when I'm hungry. Now, I've noticed lately, if I'm thinking about food, I'm probably hungry because I've gotten my nutrition down packed. It's just something that helps me to stay on track, especially since I have a lot of issues with the digestive system. We're just going to pretend I didn't botch that. The digestive system. Sometimes I have trouble recognizing, what's good for me. And so I've had to really narrow that down. Now, this kind of goes hand in hand. Recognizing when you're hungry and when you're eating foods that, you find that you're not agreeing with afterwards. That's very helpful with mindfulness, with practicing that awareness of what you're taking in. A lot of times, I'll be like, well, I really want a bagel, so I'm going to go get one, and then next thing you know, my stomach is suffering. It's not from the cream cheese, it's because I am not gluten tolerant apparently anymore. And so bread really messes with my stomach if I don't go for that gluten-free option, which is very seldom in my area, to be honest. I'm in Mississippi. They're not very good with keeping things that are good for my digestive tract. So another thing is savoring each bite. Noticing the textures and the flavors can really help you to practice that mindfulness. And this really helps you to recognize what's nourishing your body. And that's like honoring Mother Gaia. She does provide for us with the food that we eat. No matter what you say, there's always something that comes from her that is in our diet that we are taking in. So that's helpful to practice that mindfulness. Pay attention to your body's fullness cues. That's something I've struggled with. You know, there's a lot of times where I'll get hungry and I'll just start scarfing everything down. But if I do that, then there's no way to know when I'm full. And this really does help you with your body. You don't want to overfill or overindulge. I mean, sometimes, you know, yeah, we're going to do that. We're going to enjoy, and that's okay. But if you really want to get into this practice of being aware of your body and your senses and all the things around you, this is just one of the ways that you can do this. Now, moving on to mindful movement. So mindful movement is walking, yoga, stretching, things that really help nourish your body. Moving really helps you to get your mind on track. You know, it helps you to ground your energy and allow for a lot more clarity and intuition to flow. So bring awareness to your body's sensations. When you're walking, how do you feel? Notice that. Notice how your body feels when it moves in certain positions. That's really key on what you may need to focus on if there's something that comes up or that you need to heal, especially in your hip area. This is a lot of where we tie our emotions to. A lot of that will go down and sit in our root chakra. And so there's ways to work on that, and I can help with that, and there's also ways you can find on YouTube, so I'm not going to really go into that. I'm keeping this video a little short. I have had some headaches today, and I think it's got to do with the hurricane-like winds that have been going on all day, because I was really stuffy and all that this morning, so we're just going to make this a little quick. It's not too much information. And it's very easy to practice. You just have to have grace for yourself and just to be mindful that you're human and you're going to have some thoughts that come up. You're going to probably have some emotions that come up. And practicing this mindful awareness is going to help you to target those so you can look at my other videos and help heal that as well. Now, one thing that is really key that helps you to practice awareness is journaling. And I will say this in almost every video I do, that journaling is so helpful. I know that it's hard to remember to do, but the more you practice it, the better you get, just like everything else. So regularly writing down your thoughts and feelings can help you become more aware of your inner world. Following your journal entries and looking at maybe the week that you've gone through can help you to see patterns of your thoughts and emotions. What have you been doing during that time? Really key in on those aspects of your life, because that's going to help you to recognize what's going on and what you may need to work on. Reflect on those patterns and triggers during these experiences. Again, you know, looking back on the week will really help you to target these, so that way you can pay attention to what comes up for you. This also will help you to release what no longer serves you. That's what I went over in my last entry as far as this healing series. So if you want to check that out, there's information on that as well. So situational awareness, this is something we're going to go into right now. So observe your surroundings. Pay attention to the details of your environment. Notice people's behavior and non-behavioral cues. Sorry, I botched that. I'm trying to read off my notes and I don't know how to edit, so we're just going to fly with it. So notice people's behavior and nonverbal cues. A lot of times you may notice that somebody may feel rushed. You know, you notice that they're moving around, they're bouncing, they're like, you know, that's going to help you to understand the awareness of what they may need to, you know, they may need to get going or something, and you're kind of keeping them, you know, stuck. Like, That's okay. Just, being aware of your situation is really key here. That's what's going to help you to become more present in the moment, to be aware of your surroundings. Identify potential exits and safety measures. This is really helpful if you are starting to feel anxious or overwhelmed. In those moments, being aware of those exits and safety measures will kind of help you in case you do spiral into a panic attack. And that's what this is for, of that awareness, just being aware of just an easy way out if you do start to feel some type of panic mode or anxiety attack come on. I know I've been there before, and it's really hard to sit there and go through it and try to explain to someone why you have to go. Just notice where you need to kind of beeline it if that situation does come up. Limit your distractions. Minimize phone use and other distractions, especially in public spaces. This will help you to be aware of your surroundings. The phone is really just a place that keeps you under control. It keeps you distracted from things that are happening in your everyday life. There's so many times I sit in a restaurant and I look at people, and the entire table of 4 or 5 people are just sitting there like this, when they have everything they need right here. What's the point of going to dinner with your friends and catching up if you're all going to sit there and look at your phone? Okay, there's other things that are interesting in your life than what's going on there when there's people around you. This is definitely something that more people should practice, because we're becoming too involved with the world and not aware of what's going on in our inner world. We're too focused on the outside when we need to be paying attention on what's going on the inside, or what's going on within our families. A lot of families are on their phones, and I hear their kids yelling for them over and over. My God, it's not frustrating to me that the kid is being annoying. It's frustrating to me that the kid is sitting there asking for their parents' attention. Okay, that is just really frustrating as somebody that, we didn't have phones and all of that around when I was a kid, and I still had trouble getting my parents' attention. This allows you to be more present and aware of your surroundings again. So, if as long as you're doing that, it's really helping you to trust your intuition in that moment. If something comes up and you're blindsided by an offer that's just feels too good to be true, then you might miss that mark on that hit within you saying, don't do it. And you just, oh yeah, let's do it. You don't take that moment to pause and reflect on what you're feeling. You're out there and you're ready to go. And then all of a sudden you're in it and the opportunity, and you're like, oh man, I really should have not listened to that quick thought that told me to go for it. Maybe I should have taken a moment to ponder how I felt about this. So really pay attention to those gut feelings. I will tell you, your body knows and will tell you. So let's just say one of those moments came up where you were offered an opportunity, but there was this slight little gurgle in your belly, or, this feeling in your heart maybe dropping. That was your body telling you that you probably shouldn't go for it. But you may have missed it because you weren't paying attention to your surroundings and to the present moment. If something feels off, trust that instinct. That is definitely your body and your higher self telling you that it's not a good idea. Now, another key aspect is self-awareness. Okay, we've got to be self-aware. Okay, this is definitely a big one. If you watch The Office like I do, Michael Scott does not have self-awareness, and we all know that. And it's funny because there's this episode where he talks about Andy and how he's frustrating, because he's a yes man. He's always trying to be on the boss's good side. And he's sitting there like, how can someone not have such self-awareness? And he is so not self-aware. I crack up at that. Anyway, a really great way to be self-aware is to reflect on your values. Understand what truly matters to you. That is what's more important in your life, not what matters to other people. Don't ask other people opinions on things that they don't know anything about because they're not involved in your life and your situation. That's up to you. Think about your values and then make your decision from your heart. Align your action with your values. Don't say that you're all for something and then go do something else, because now you're telling the universe that you are not aligned with what you're wanting, and you're probably going to manifest something different, or you're going to create a situation that you don't want in your life. Stay aligned with your values and take action on those values, okay? Seek feedback. Ask for constructive feedback from your trusted friends, family, or colleagues. If you are not sure about how you're doing in a situation, in a friendship, or whatever it is that you're not sure about, but it has to do with those other people in that situation, ask for that constructive feedback. Obviously, if they can't give constructive feedback, they're not trusted, okay? Because they're probably, if they're saying it in a way that is not constructive, then they're not trusted, supportive people on your side, okay? A person that's going to give you constructive feedback is going to tell you in a way that isn't meant to hurt your feelings. You know, there are ways to give feedback that's not hurtful. I mean, sure, we may get hurt if it's the truth, but they tell it in a way that they're trying to help you. You know what I mean? We do notice that difference if we're practicing that awareness. Now, the last thing I wanted to cover was observe your reactions. Okay, this is huge. Not being reactory is definitely helpful in this situation. There are people who get angry at certain things because of an experience they had, but guess what? That person may not know that experience that you had. So they're going to base something off of your reaction. And then that's when you get like, oh, never mind, I'll do it or something, you know, like that's why we get confused and other people take us the wrong way. Pay attention to your emotional responses in different situations. Recognize it. Give yourself grace and just say, I'm going to do better next time. Just having that awareness helps you to understand what you need to work on and identify those triggers and patterns. If it's something that stems from your childhood, go to my inner child trauma healing. It was my first video of doing this, so it is a little dull. I'm reading from a script of everything that I put in there, and this is just me looking at my bullet points, and I feel like it's a little bit more aligned with my authentic self to be able to give you this information. But if you can get through that video, it'll really help you to get to the root of the issues. And also, I do help with this type of stuff, so if you need help or guidance, reach out to me. Now, identifying these triggers and patterns are going to help you to get to the root of the issue, to help you to identify what it is that can help you change that emotional reaction into a response, okay? Responses should happen rather than emotional reactions, okay? So some key items to take away from this is non-judgment. So observe your thoughts and feelings without judging them as good or bad. Just recognize them for what they are. And if you feel like they're not aligned with how you want to feel or how you want to act, then that's your key to change that. Just simply acknowledge them and maybe write it down in your journal and then let them pass without judgment, okay? Acceptance. Accept your experiences as they are without trying to change them. You are who you are, and this is just to help you to work on what you want to work on. This is all up to you, okay? And patience. Have patience with yourself during this process. It is a process. And, you know, you can't be hard on yourself on something that you want to work on. You have to be that person that you're going to be like towards your friend. You know, they are going to have their flaws and their hiccups. All we can do is be open and honest with the feedback without being hurtful. And that means towards yourself as well. So developing awareness takes time and practice. Just hold that patience and grace for yourself, okay? Guys, by incorporating these tips into your daily life, you can really cultivate a deeper sense of awareness and enhance your overall well-being over time. Always feel free to come back to this video. Please like this video if you've enjoyed this, if this has been helpful for you in any way. And feel free to share any experiences in the comments. Maybe that'll help others to not feel alone, or ask questions. You can also reach out to me over email. And until next week, guys, I'm sending you so much love. Take care.